Welcome back, everybody. Aesop Grim here, and this is the continuation of our Elite Dangerous Chronicle. And I've got quite a few things to go over, which is why I made myself some notes. So, number one, in the last episode, we had bought the Asp Explorer, and I had mentioned that we needed to outfit it for the Void Opal mining. And what I did was I told you guys I would raise the money off screen. So I started running missions and stuff, and I was just making a pittance. And I since understand one of the reasons for this is because I haven't built up reputation with these areas. So that's just kind of part of the game, is that you will always start out making very low money on missions until you've earned quite a bit of reputation. But at any rate, I just kind of came to a point where I was like, I wonder if I should do another Road to Riches run. And I wonder how much that would make me. And I kind of wondered that as like maybe a potential career option even. And I went to go record that on in all actuality. I wanted to use the pause feature that I've discovered with OBS and then just do a 60-minute Road to Riches run in a 30-minute episode using the pause function so that you guys didn't have to watch all the travel time. And I thought we could probably compress that into there. But what happened is I got spooked. Down here, whenever I would Alt-Tab, right here I would get a warning from OBS that said my CPU was tapped out on encoding. And that usually means that you're getting frame skipping and stuff like that. Well, I've seen that message before, and it's always kind of freaked me out. But then I'll look at the videos and they look fine. And with the CPU and the video card I'm running, I really shouldn't be getting that message. So it took me a little bit, but I finally realized what's happening is that it's whenever I Alt-Tab, it drives all the system resources up to a spike, and then I see this message here. But that's the only time that it's happening is whenever I tab between the game and my front page, evidently. But be that as it may, that's the reason why I just decided, okay, I can't record this until I find out what's going on. So I did the Roads to Riches run on my own, did it for about 60 minutes. I got all these. Now, actually, a few of these, particularly this one right here, this last one is where I went. This was the last place I went, I think. No. Down here. Okay, so I must have done all these. The long ones I skipped. Anything that was 1,000 or over, I did not go to. Yeah, I can't remember where it might have been this one. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is that some of these I had already done in the last Road to Riches run that I made. So I'd already surveyed some of them. So what I'm trying to drive at is that this was a very non-optimal run. But in about 60 minutes time, very much ballparking this, I made about 9 million. So exploration can get you around, depending on how fast you are, I'm going to guess 8 to, I'm going to go as high as 15 million, because especially when you start getting out of the bubble, I would imagine that these prices start going up. And you're running into stuff that you haven't touched yet, you haven't explored yet. So you're not getting those hiccups. So anyway, that money combined with my existing amount was enough to go get all the modules. So the fit that I got was from Hawks Gaming on YouTube. He has a video that's only about a week old, and so he is aware of the recent nerf to Void Opal mining, and it is a significant nerf. These used to sell for 1.6 million a Void Opal. They now sell for about 600,000. And so they nerfed it pretty hard, but they didn't nerf it into the grave. Now, this is not something I'm personally really all that concerned with, but apparently it's had a bit of an uproar with the community, and I'm not familiar enough with this game to understand all the arguments, but Hawks Gaming seems to think that they will lessen the nerf in the future. So we'll see how that goes. For whatever reason, low temp diamonds are still selling pretty well. But I wanted to show you what Hawks what his setting was. So he said to get the lightweight alloy. This comes standard. Get the 5A power plant, get the 5 Bravo thrusters, 5 Alpha frame shift drive, 4 Delta life support, 4 Alpha power distributor. That's very important, as is frame shift drive. And when you actually go and mine the void opals, the power plant and thrusters are important. 5D sensors and the original 5C fuel tank. Over in the optional internal, he recommends the 6 Echo cargo rack with a 5 Alpha collector limpet controller and a 3 Alpha limpet controller collector, a 3 Alpha prospector limpet controller, a 3 Alpha shield gen, a 2 Alpha refinery, a 2 Alpha fuel scoop, a detailed surface scanner, and there is actually one more slot in the Asp X here, and that has the planetary approach module. So what that means is that we've got to get rid of the automated stuff. If we're following his fit, which I did, you got to get rid of the automatic docking. You got to get rid of the Super Cruise Assist. That's okay. I can manual those. Hard points. He recommends the 2 Bravo subsurface. This is wrong. I put the wrong thing in here. This should be seismic charge launcher. The 2 Bravo seismic charge launcher, a 2 Delta mining laser and a 1 Delta mining laser. Now in his video, he actually has 4 1 Delta mining lasers. But he says that's just too much for this 4A power distributor, and this is as good as you get in the Asp Explorer. So for this size ship, you're just pushing too much. He said he was barely able to recharge his weapon to keep up with his collector limpets, but he was able to. But his recommendation is that you put in a 2 Delta heat mining laser and a 1 Delta. Finish it off with the 1 Delta abrasion blaster. Leave these 2 slots empty. He says that's going to trim about 5 to 10 minutes off of your trip into the void opal area. So that's what I went with. And then you have to have a pulse wave analyzer. So all that together, if I took out the Asp Explorer, and I already had bought the frame shift drive and the detailed surface scanner. Nope. I had bought where's the fuel scoop? There it is. I had bought the fuel scoop. So I needed about 12 million credits. Right. So I did the Road to Riches run. I got about 9. Combined that with the 6, and I was able to fill it all out. So that's basically about 8 minutes into this episode. That's sort of the recap of what happened off screen and how I got to where I'm at right now. Alrighty then. Section 2. This is the important part. Now, I'm going to stress again, void opal mining has been nerfed, but I planned this chronicle from the very beginning to do void opal mining, and as I said, it was not nerfed into the grave. I just did a run in order to refamiliarize myself with this process, and I made, I think, 3.5 million off of 14 void opals. You know, compared to what I was doing missions, and even compared to the Roads to Riches, that R2R run took 60 minutes, and I got 9 million. I got 3.5 million, and it felt like it took me more like 30 minutes. Maybe I'm wrong about that. We're going to find out in this episode. I'm going to time it. But, because part of it could be that's just flat fun. I mean, so is exploration to a certain degree, but mining, and deep core mining especially, is just nifty. Okay, so for void opal mining, I have to credit Down to Earth Astronomy on this one. That's the guy that really taught me the most about it. He also, if you recall, if that name sounds familiar, it's because I credited him for teaching me exploration as well. But when it comes to void opal mining, guys, I do remember I looked at a number of videos. So Down to Earth is one of them. Obsidian Ant, I think, had one. Commander Exigeous, both of those names are pretty popular when it comes to Elite Dangerous. And I think Hawks Gaming also might have had. It seems to me like he had something on void opal mining. If not, his low temp mining. I don't know if I could say it's simple, because Low temperature diamond mining is different than deep core. But I feel certain, like Hawks Gaming had an older video than the one that I watched recently that addressed void opal mining. Anyway, I'm just trying to throw out the names that have helped me learn what I'm doing and what I'm going to show you here. So we're done with this. We're done with this. Let's start finding out where we're going to sell our void opals at. This really should be your step one. Okay, step one is to determine where are you going to sell void opals or low temperature diamonds at. So if we go over here to commodities, then you can control F void opals. You can also whoops, commodities. All right, control F low temp. Let's bring that up as well. Okay, so current system. I'm in HIP 118.2.13. I'm at Lorenz Hub. This seems to be a decent hub. It's where I got a lot of the modules at. And then same thing with this. I want to sell. Make sure that you check sell. Okay, I think default this says buy. I'm not. It must say sell because I've been through this before. Right off the bat, it's showing you that there's for low temperature diamonds, there's a max sell price at Miller Terminal. That's kind of nice to know. What is it for void opals? Wits Station at 1.3 million. Okay, but we don't know where that's at in the galaxy. For what's close to us, we're gonna sort by sell price. That's how I'm doing it. And it does. Okay, now this is volatile. That's what's going on here. The market is very volatile. So things are changing often. That's a pretty good sell price for void opals. Red dot. I don't know what red dot is. Okay, well, for the interest of time, guys, and it may be me that's the reason this is all off, but for the interest of time, I'm going to show that it is, what was Antal. Antal, as far as between both of them having a decent sell price, Antal was the place that I went to. Oh, H.G. Wells is where I used to base myself out of, just because of the name. It's a major hub. They have everything. And then the name on it, I thought H.G. Wells was cool. Okay. Let me double check this, guys. If you use Inara, I'm going to show you how to use both sites, because Inara you can actually sign up with. Let's go to market, and if we look at goods, and then come down here to here's low temperature diamonds, and then here's void opals. And you can either use your current location if you're signed in, but you can also just manually type it in. 118.2.13, I think it was. Is that right? Yeah. And then over here, same thing. HIP 118.2.13 search. Now, notice nothing comes up, and you're like, oh, that's a bummer. No. Best sell. Best sell. All right, so see, they're saying the same thing. Let's just go to this place. I haven't tried it. This is for what? This is for void opals? 1.3 million, and then my next video, I think I've never looked for low temp diamonds, so I'm gonna try that. Miller Terminal, Wits Station in red dot. I'm trying to find a common. Everything in Exios, Hicks, Car, 108, 158, Chassil, 108, 158. Okay. Alexiev Terminal seems to be a common point for both of them. HIP 108, 158. That's what I'm going to make a note of it. HIP 108, 58 at Alexiev Terminal. Okay. Let's just give that a shot. We'll kind of live action this. I'm going to let this video go, guys. I'm just going to record until I'm done with the void opals. So both databases are showing us the same thing. That's nice to know. All right. So what's next? Research cell point. Research mining locations. Okay. We'll do the fire groups when we tab in. All right. So for mining locations, go back to EDDB. We can close this out, close this out, close this out. Go over here to bodies. And down here under reference system, we're going to put our new reference system of HIP 108.58. And right here, you're going to select icy. Both of these minerals are found in icy. And that's it. Hit find bodies. You can select the reserve type, whether you want to be low or pristine or high or whatever. Void opals, you don't really need a max. I'm not really sure. I mean, what I'm saying is that they're different. With like painite or something, you're wanting as much cargo hold as you can get. Void opals you're probably not going to fill your cargo hold with it. And so you don't need it to be a dense place, I don't think. Your mileage may vary on that, but I'm saying if you don't select this, it's going to come up with some things, right? If you do, sometimes it doesn't come up with anything. So we can see HIP 112.45 A7B ring. Okay, that's the planet. And then HIP 112.45 is the system. So HIP 112.45 A7B ring. Okay, hold on just a second. All right. A8 and A9 are also acceptable. Now they're a ways out. They are a ways out, so it's going to be kind of a pain in the neck. A8, A ring, and A9, A ring. And I'm going to put these numbers together. A7B ring, A8 A ring, A9 A ring. Okay. We are now armed with knowledge. Something I completely forgot to do at the beginning. And I'll show you now because we're going to go ahead and alt tab in. But this was important. We now have our knowledge. Then we're going to set fire groups. And we're going to go get this stuff. Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got enough arcs points to go ahead and get a new paint job. So this is what our Asp X looks like, which I love. There's all kinds of great color schemes in here, but I've just kind of, for reasons unknown, I'm partial to black and white. I don't know. I've always liked black and white. Solo play. Okay, the first thing that I wanted to show you is kind of a little bit of a recap on the roads to riches, because I realized I kind of didn't explain that as thoroughly as I should. Kind of like with an outline where you have Roman numeral 1, subpoint A, and then maybe you have a subpoint 1, and then you have a subpoint, and you go back to the alpha, it's A. And the difference there is capital A and lowercase a, right? But using the letters and the numbers, you have a method of that's commonly accepted of dividing your thoughts up, right? Well, this is the same thing. This is a single star system. The primary star of any system, the one that's at the top, will always be A. If there were 5 stars here, you would have A, B, C, D, E, F, like that. And then you have the planets. Notice how that says HIP 1? So it's planet 1. It's the first planet. Comes after the asteroid belt here. That's the first asteroid belt because it's A belt. And then you have the second planet, HIP 118 213. That's the system. 2, that's the planet. Planet 3, so on and so forth, right? This planet here, this dashed line means that this planet orbits around this planet. They orbit around each other. That's why they're connected like that. But they're different planets. This is planet 4, this is planet 5. Now, the example that I want to give is over here. You have planet 6, moon A. So it's HIP 118213. That's the system designator. Planet 8, moon A. This is moon B. Well, what's this? This is moon A. BA. If there was a third moon, it would be BC, BD, BE. Always down this way, A, B, C, D, E, and then out again, starting with the A, B, C, D, E, so that you have AA, AB, AC, BA, BB, BC, so on and so forth. And that's important to know because that's how roads to riches will map that out for you. HIP 118213. This is planet 2. This is star A, planet 6, star A, planet 7, star A, planet 8, star B, planet 1. Okay, where's some more that are a little bit more complex? Do we have some funny ones in here? B, because if you start looking at moons, it's going to look different. C6, here, look at this. This is an AB1. What does that mean? That means that this system has a star A and a star B, and the planet rotates around both of them. I don't think it does a figure 8. I'm not really sure. I can't really say. It rotates around both stars, though. So it's AB1. I don't see anything more complex than that. This is a planet 1. The reason there's no designator is that there's only one star in this system. There's a designator here, A2, because there's another star in this system. When there's only one star, it's already assumed. It's known this is planet A or star A. So I hope that gives a thorough explanation for what you're going to be looking at and how to discern that stuff when it comes down to different stars, which planet and which star system. Is it a moon of a planet? Is it a moon revolving around a moon, revolving around a planet, revolving around star A? Right, and that's how you distinguish all this stuff. So I felt like I'd really missed the boat on that one. So I wanted to make up for it. Okay, we are at 25 minutes. I tell you what, let's go over our setup, and we'll make the next episode will be actually going to get it, because this is just kind of convenient that we're at this point where we're almost at a break. Okay, starport services, what was I looking for? Fire groups. Okay, the way that I've got it set up, my abrasion blaster and seismic launcher are on one firing group. Wherever you want that at. You should have a hotkey in your mapping and your key mapping that allows you to cycle between different fire groups. For me, it's shift key and mouse 1. And then I have abrasion blaster on mouse button 2, and seismic charge launcher are on mouse 1. So these two are paired together. How you pair these up is going to be kind of up to you. It's going to be what makes sense to your brain, but maybe you can use mine as something to start with if you haven't done it before. And then from there, you can find out what your mind tends to associate with different things. Okay, so I have collector. Both of my collector limpets are on mouse 2 in this firing group, the Bravo firing group. And then I have my mining lasers on mouse 1. Okay. So mining lasers are only going to be used for low temperature diamonds. You don't use them at all for deep core mining. But I do have them on button 1 with collector limpets on button 2, and that's part of my Bravo group. My Alpha group, button 2 is my prospector limpet controller, and button 1 is my pulse wave analyzer. Because those two I use together. I'm pulse waving until I find something that I think might be a deep core, and then I launch a prospector limpet at it. And I think that was it. Yep. Group Charlie was the abrasion blaster and the seismic charger, and then Group Delta is my data link scanner, my composition scanner, my discovery scanner, and my detailed surface scanner. So all of my scanners are part of Fire Group Delta. Was there anything else I needed to show? Oh, yeah. Set fire groups, research mining locations. We've got that. We're going to HIP 11245. Travel, survey, ingress, plot, egress. Wait. Set fire groups and restock. That's the other thing I wanted to show you. Go to Starport Services. Don't forget to do this. I forgot. And it can be a little frustrating. You want to hit restock all, but to make sure you got everything, you need to go into advanced maintenance. Because I think if I go to restock, I think it is the collector limpets that you can restock here. You can double check your seismic charges, but I think the first restock button on the main panel that I just clicked a minute ago will fill your seismic charges. But your limpet controls have to be done in the advanced restock screen. And so don't fill up everything. You need room to put what you're going to be mining. So I say 30, even 35. 35 is what I go with, and that leaves me a little less than 30 on the 30 tons of space. When it comes to deep core mining, that is plenty. When it comes to low temp diamond mining or painite or anything else that you're going to fill up your cargo space with using lasers, then you might want as much cargo space as you can get. So maybe you knock this down even to 15 or 20, you know. That's your mileage may vary. You have to learn that through experience. I'm not even sure. Right now, I'm really unfamiliar with this stuff again, and so I'm doing this just to be on the safe side, you know. I'm not sure how much I need. Okay. Because we happen to be at about 30 minutes with all the preparation and explanation, I'm going to put a cut right here. And in the next episode, we'll actually go looking for the void opals. Okay, so again, I am Aesop Grimm. Thank you for coming by the channel. I hope you enjoy what you've seen so far, and I will see you guys in the next episode where this story continues. Thanks for visiting Aesop Grimm's Chronicles. If you've made it this far in the video, please consider rating, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. I hope to see you in the next episode, and until then, stay shiny.